You're listening to the Daily Nugget. It's dnugget.com for March 21st. It's Tech Thursday. Woo! I'm Andy. Sam, producer Sam is here, who in the description is the lovable grump.
It's true. I'm real grumpy.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't think that it would come in handy that we have two ladies in the podcast that are both from Oklahoma, but this is an Oklahoma-centric story.
It is.
Although Jenn is in an undisclosed location right now.
I can't discuss it.
Or disclose it.
She's filming for her new cooking channel on YouTube.
Oh, I thought it was the latest season of Who Wants to Be a Homeschooler.
No. That got canceled.
Oh, that's too bad. Because I thought it was kind of a cool reverse thing where there was a whole bunch of people and they were trying to avoid getting homeschooled. And so
right, they figured it out. Who wants to be a homeschooler? Nobody.
It's like Survivor. At the end there was one left, and that was the person that had to be homeschooled.
You don't get kicked off the island. You're
so harsh. Okay.
And Janelle is here too. Cheeto Mule extraordinaire.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, so this is Tech Thursday, and it is an Oklahoma-centric story. Again, as we were talking about our Oklahoma. What do you call them? When you have a news person and they are
natives?
No, the news anchor. They're from. They are the
journalists.
No, but they're the
Tooth Fairy.
Yes. Okay. So our Oklahoma Tooth Fairies are Janelle and Jenn.
Wow.
I'm going to think about it later, and it's going to drive me
Makes
crazy.
Makes as much sense.
Nugget@gmail.com.
Correspondent?
Yeah.
We're all going to get a text from Andy at like 3 a.m. Correspondent!
Because, if you have, these news organizations, they have like a White House, correspondent. Oh, okay. Yes. That's at the White House.
One for homeschoolers.
There we go. I got homeschooled again. What just happened? So many episodes.
Oh man.
I was on Who Wants to Be a Homeschooler. Mm-hmm. An Oklahoma judge agreed to step down after she was caught doing this while overseeing a murder trial.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear about this, Jenn and Janelle?
No.
You didn't?
I don't think so.
It's Oklahoma. All right, so...
if it's in the same realm as Judge Judy, I'm out.
Well, this lady might...
No part of it.
Her name's not Judy, but it's Judge Tracy.
Okay.
She was overseeing a murder trial, and this is sad. Wow. There was a 2-year-old boy that died. It was a murder trial. Mm-hmm. But during the whole thing, she was caught sending more than 500 texts.
That is a lot of texts.
What?
Including messages that mocked prosecutors and were sprinkled with emojis.
See, okay.
She was sending them to who?
She sent... It's got to be more than one person. Are you sending 500 texts to one person?
Well, I don't know.
Well, if it's your BFF, maybe. I don't know how girl friendships work. I really only send texts when I find something funny on the internet.
Which would have to be quite often, right, Sam?
Well, something I find worthy of sending. Because Andy and I have been friends for a long time, but we actually don't text that often.
Usually the only text is lunch, ? And we're at the point now where we don't even have to say where it's going to be. We know it's the same place every time.
We go to Red Robin every single time.
Yep.
We order pretty much the exact same thing every time, too. We're such old men.
I think we turned into old men. We're one step away, Sam, of just having a set time and date every single week where we just show up and they already have the table ready for us with our drink order.
Mm-hmm.
We do have pretty much the same waitress every single time, too.
The next step is us meeting up at a McDonald's and just drinking and like milking their coffee for 3 hours.
And then go to the mall and take a few laps together.
Walk up to the counter. I'd like one senior coffee, please.
And don't go skimpy on the creamer.
Ew, I did not like that. That gave me the ick. Don't go skimpy. Get out of
I know.
here.
Not impressed.
Crawled up my spine just then. Gross.
We should.
Yeah, you know it was creepy.
Well,
I feel like that was one of those times that he didn't realize it was creepy till it came out.
And that's why I'm here. Let me help you.
Good work.
we need to have an episode where we talk about words that aren't inappropriate but make you feel gross.
Yep.
Hey, that's at the top of the list right now.
Like skimpy.
Yeah, ew. Stop saying it.
Or moist.
We just learned.
Moist.
Okay with
Yeah.
moist.
Now I know that.
Baby.
All right. Well.
Anyway.
We'll
So
bookmark.
the
There you go.
judge
There's
was
my.
sending 500 texts to people we don't know who, but what was so important that she had to do it right during this trial?
She was sending them to her bailiff.
Oh.
Oh.
So the other
sincere.
officer in the room. So
Neither one are working or
so
paying
they're
attention.
texting each other during this.
Huh.
The one who's supposed to be kind of monitoring the meeting or the trial as the law
Mm-hmm.
the law expert, and the other one to keep everyone safe.
I gotta say though, Sam, this feels like some of these texts feel like what you would text if you were a judge and you were bored and you were making fun of them.
Well,
So
that's
one of
what
the
I was saying.
one of the texts was asking why the prosecutor has, quote, why does he have baby hands?
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's what I was saying. I kind of get where the judge is coming from a little bit. Like, I'm not a judge, and there's no reason for me to ever be a judge or preside over anything legal. That said, I've been in so many meetings where I am texting with my wife when she's right next to me. And I've also been known to tweet, live tweet during my kids' band concerts and the awful things that parents have to do because the school puts them on. Like our daughter, when she was in preschool, they had a circus day. And it was awful. It lasted an hour and a half.
Circus day.
And even my son, who was, he was probably 5 or 6. No, he was in kindergarten. And I remember him turning and saying, "Why are we here? This is dumb," out loud. And I was not on staff at a church anywhere. So my filter wasn't quite as ironclad as it probably should have been. I didn't do any cussing, but I gotta tell you, some of the crap parents go through because the school does it, they at one point there were tigers, but there were like 12 tigers, and so 12 different kids jumped through a flaming hoop. And for our audio listeners, I used air quotes.
There wasn't a flaming hoop.
Yeah,
That's too bad.
It was a pink hula hoop that they jumped through, and every time they jumped through it, like all the teachers that were in the room would go, "Oh!" You would have thought that these kids were laying golden eggs.
Well, I have found some of your tweets. Should we see? You want to hear them?
Nowadays, they would call those children furries, I believe. Have you heard of that?
They were not identifying as tigers at the time.
That's a thing. Okay.
Yes.
I don't even know.
Oh boy, Andy.
All right, so
okay.
From Sam's Twitter, December 5th, 2023, 2 band concerts in a week. Yesterday, high school, today, middle school, trying to lower my expectations. We just spent 15 minutes listening to these kids warm up and tune. I think I couldn't tell the difference.
Oh.
A dude just stood up and cheered at his kid like this is a sporting event. No one responded because he looked like a moron.
You think that was what the judge was sending to?
I feel sorry for whichever kid's name is Corey. Yep, this sounds like a middle school band. And then millennial parents are the worst.
That's true.
There's also some homeschool tweets, Jen.
Good. I'm also a millennial parent, so I've already got 2 strikes against me.
I don't even remember what I tweeted.
This is true.
This is from January 27th. Hanging out
Okay.
at my alma mater with my son. It's a Christian university, so there's quite the assortment of homeschoolers here. Man, homeschool parents, extra weird.
It's true.
Remember the day we used to all work together and they had a homeschool day? Remember that?
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
must have
And
been
they would
a
come through
parade
and stop
of
at every
homemade clothing.
desk.
Yes. And you had to explain your job.
Yep. Pastor Jack, who is now over at our church, he was the
Yeah.
IT guy at the time. And he
Yes.
said he kept trying to explain all this technical jargon to these little children. And he finally they were like, "Do you have any games?" He's like, "Sure." And he just showed them games.
And they stood back there forever. They would not leave.
Children, this is called electricity.
Oh my goodness. We used to do some really dumb stuff.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say that judge that she was using like Snapchat filters or something and like putting it on the people, like making the plaintiff look like a puppy dog or have those mad faces,
yeah.
No,
How
of the
exactly?
500 texts, apparently not.
How did she get
Yeah.
found out?
Oh, she.
Well, you've got to think that people noticed that she was looking more at her phone.
Yeah. Right.
Who do you tell?
Yeah.
Hey, Judge.
The ethics panel, apparently.
Who throws the judge out of court because of contempt?
Okay, guess what? Okay, so
I'm in my chambers now.
there are security camera videos in the courtroom, of course. One is right above the judge's head. I'm looking at one of the pictures in the article, so
Oh, man. So they could read what she was
Yes!
texting.
they could
Oh
see
my
exactly what she was saying.
You should have
Busted.
known that.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
dumb.
Apparently,
Yeah.
she's new. She was a new judge.
Is the
Not
bar getting
anymore.
easier? What's happening?
Yeah. How did she even pass the bar test?
I am not sure. I
How
think
did
you
she
can
get
be.
to be a judge?
She was just okay. So she was just sworn in on January 9th. And a
And now
month
she's out.
later, pretty much. No, this was last year. Okay, no, she lasted about 6 months because it was
Oh, okay.
this was back in October when the ethics report was. So didn't even last a year.
This
What?
just goes to show that a lot of people are book smart, but they're not very smart.
Not very street smart.
They're
Street
not
smart.
very smart in general.
What city, town, location was she in? Where was this?
Lincoln
Tulsa?
County.
Lincoln County. Okay.
Do you know about Lincoln County?
Kyle
No.
in Chandler.
Chandler.
45
Okay,
minutes.
Oklahoma City area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about people that are in Lincoln County, Janelle?
Oh, I have no opinion.
I find that hard to believe. You have opinion about everything.
I do, but I
Those South Oklahomans.
I guess so. Well, Janelle, I don't think you can be a judge because I believe as a judge you have to have opinions about things, or maybe not. Maybe you'd be impartial. Maybe you should be a judge. Judge
Oh,
Janelle.
I like to judge. Don't get me wrong.
Apparently, the bar's pretty low in Oklahoma,
Wow.
so as long as you keep your texting to under maybe 100 texts during a
Yeah.
murder trial,
And
you're
keep
in.
it out of
Wow.
the view of the camera.
Yeah.
And that's the nugget. That is the nugget.
I'll watch out for
NuggetHateMail@gmail.com if you have an opinion about people from that county.
that.
Or Judge Tracy.
Or you are Judge Tracy. I'd love
Text
to have
her.
you on.
Tell her.
I'd love to find out what made you think
Yeah.
you should text. Like, you've got one job. And a judge is a pretty cushy job, right?
You'd think.
I mean,
How boring can a murder trial be? We have time to just
Right.
be
Oh.
text.
murder, of all things.
You could make anything boring.
That's true. Anyway, so many questions. So many questions here. Yeah, but let me know. If you're in Lincoln County or you are Judge Tracy. nuggethatemail@gmail.com.
We'd love to have you on the show, Judge Tracy. Honestly, I think Judge Tracy and I could be friends.
Oh.
And just a little preview of what's coming up on Entertainment Saturday. You might hear that and think, okay, well, if they email, will this continue? Yes, because on Saturday, our I-Team investigation has gotten to the bottom of the Hallmark movie viewing contest that you remember. Maybe you remember that from a previous episode.
Oh.
We have received a
Stay
response,
Mm.
and it will be revealed coming up on
I'm so
Saturday.
happy. Yay.
Coming up. Daily Nugget.
Good old teaser.